Hey Gatekeepers, it's Carolyn here. I'm live at the Odyssey Theater in West Hollywood. Here's one of my favorite things in the world, in the whole world, since I was a child. Is being alone on an empty stage. It's so cool. I wanted to talk for a second. I'm going to sit down. And I'm going to show you the stage. It's exciting, right? Say hi. Doing a Facebook Live.
Hi. Get out of my theater.
Woo! So this is the Odyssey Theater in Los Angeles, West Hollywood to be specific. There he goes. And here I am, yay, in one of my favorite places. I don't know if you guys know, I'm also an actor. So I do these monologue festivals. I'm the CEO of Neo Ensemble Theater. We have a company and we do monologue festivals where we, every other month we do monologue festivals and we have casting directors that come out to the monologue festivals and then they vote on their favorite ones of the evening. And then at the end of the year, all the ones that, hi Doug, all of the monologues that are chosen, we put together and we come to the Odyssey here and we do best of the best. So those are the monologues that have won all year long, and I've been very fortunate that I've been able to do that. I've been doing this now, it's like my 6th or 7th one. And this is a place where I write my own monologues. So there we go. So I actually have a book of monologues that I've published on Amazon from doing these monologue festivals. And I just wanted to, so how does this relate to reading, you ask? Well, like for instance, the monologue that I did this evening, there's a HBO show, Crashing, that is currently on that I think is hilarious. And they mention a character in Crashing, and I wrote a monologue that you never see this character. The main character is a comedian named Pete Holmes, and the characters mention that his dad has been married in the past, but you've never met that woman. So I wrote a monologue based on that woman that he was originally married to, and I did a monologue based on that, and it's been really fun. It's got a great reception. But the reason I'm mentioning that as a reader, I think that my years reading scripts really made me able to break down characters in a new way that I don't know that I would have been able to do without that experience. So if you're an actor out there, being a reader is so incredibly valuable. You will start to see the structure of things, and being a writer, obviously, it's invaluable, but you'll start to see the structure of things, and you'll start to be able to see how offshoots of characters can develop. There's many great plays of people that have taken a character out of a play and created a new character. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern is a famous one, but that's a cool concept that I've always really liked, is when you see a spin-off from you see it more in television, but when you see a spin-off of a character that then branches into their own. Frasier is an obvious, amazing example. But so that show inspired me to write this monologue. There was another one I did a few years ago from a different show. So that's just been one of the inspirations for monologues. So that came from reading. So I just wanted to take a second, kind of share my day and share that kind of insight into another reason why it's good to be a reader if you're involved in theater at all. Also, theater companies use readers. They're called dramaturgs, so we have other names for them that you can kind of imagine within the theater. But so they screen plays because there's playwrights that are also getting their plays done, and I've had many plays produced as well. So there are readers within the theater. I read plays for our theater. And that's a whole nother avenue of reading if you love theater. So you can do screenplays, and theaters are everywhere. So if you don't live in Los Angeles, I guarantee there's a theater somewhere, close to you, or even if it's within email distance and, you could be on their staff and go see the plays every once in a while or whatever. There's just so many different avenues that you can take. So I know some people have also been sort of saying, oh, but, I'm never going to be able to I don't have connections, I don't have ways to get into Hollywood. To me, every time I see that, that's kind of a fear-based thing. We really want to try to help you overcome that, because it doesn't necessarily have to be about reading for Hollywood. There's so many opportunities. You can start your own consulting business and read from your living room and help writers all around the world. If you speak more than one language, holy smokes, there is a huge market for people that can translate scripts or take a script, because that's often, I try to keep an eye out for that, but sometimes it's not that obvious. It just looks like the person has bad grammar. So that's something we'll talk about in the course. But if you're reading a script and it's kind of wonky, you have to like think back and think, well, maybe this is a language barrier, not a grammar barrier. So that's something to always keep in mind as well. But if you speak more than one language, there is just a really, a lot of opportunity there for you. I'm looking to see, it looks like people were chatting and I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. So, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. And that's something you could set up your own online business. And that's in part of the course, phase 4, we cover landing the job. And we'll cover some of that, like how to create your own consulting business so that you can do any of the things I just mentioned for theaters, for writers from other countries. I mean, there's so much you can do. And we are so excited about being able to launch something that will help people do all that. So I'm going to stop yammering. There's a reception going on outside with casting directors. So that's cool. So I'm going to go out, say hello to people, and yeah, have fun. I'm going to give you one last, here's my shot of the day. Ugh. It's sort of underwhelming. It's so great when you're here, the way it sounds, the way it smells. There's just like a theater thing. I was raised in a theater. My father was a artistic director in San Diego, so I've been raised in the theater. So often he'd be doing shows and I'd be literally sleeping in the seats. So yeah, it has a special place in my heart. So thanks for tuning in. A lot of you will see this not live. I'm just getting used to doing these, so we'll talk more later. Thanks, you guys. Bye.